Good morning peeps, how are we all doing? Good, I hope. Right, so it's been a couple of days since I've been out tabbing. Last Tuesday, after doing my lollipop duty in the morning, I felt something wasn't right. Yeah, and one of the things was the fact that I'd got up on Tuesday morning, my right hip felt a bit sore, couldn't understand why. And then I walked up to the school, did my lollipop duty, came back. It was feeling sore, really sore. And then I went into town because Tuesday is pensioner day at Iceland. So I always go out and get the wife and the mother-in-law's coffees. Get 10% off if you're over 60. If you didn't know that and you're over 60, get yourself an Iceland card. Tuesday's benefit day, isn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah, so went into Loughborough, went into Greggs as I always do for a coffee before my journey home. And when I went to get up after my coffee and my steak bake, I thought, oh, that ain't right. So got on the bus, struggled to get on the bus, couldn't lift my right leg properly. Finally got home, got in, sat down, and when I sat down, I realised I'm going to struggle to get up. And sure enough, I did. But I had to contort my body to get myself back up again. And I honestly thought I'd pop my hip out or something like that because it was extremely painful. So eventually I phoned up 111. Yeah, they told me they would inform my GP who would give me a telephone consultation during the day. Well, 7:30 Tuesday evening, I get a phone call from the doc. They put me in for an appointment on Wednesday morning. Lisa had to take the morning off or be late going into work on Tuesday morning because she had to chuck me to the doctors. And it turns out it was more muscular than skeletal. Something had happened during the night. I probably turned my body the wrong way and it tightened up my muscle. But let me tell you, it didn't have bloody hurt. So I've rested up the last couple of days. Went out and played golf on Saturday. Felt fine on that. Was going to go out for a tab yesterday and to our little protege soldier girl. Well done on going out yesterday. I was going to try and go out, but every time I got myself set and ready to go, suddenly we had a downpour down here in Mount Sorrel in the Leicestershire area. So sorry, but I ain't getting wet for no one. My days of doing that are long gone. So I've decided to come out and do a little slow bimble down to the reservoir and back, which is about 5 miles. But at least it's getting me out in the fresh air. So to Soldier Girl, well done on getting out there, girl. Yeah, I don't give commands anymore, but if you want me to, I can still be a staff sergeant. So yeah, keep it going. Look like you were enjoying yourself, that's the main thing. So anyway, our mate Keith, Let's Tab 59. Done a couple of videos that I've watched while I've been off. And one of them being the issue about training. Is it realistic and dangerous? Well, those of us that have been out to places like Canada will know how dangerous it can be. I did a video earlier about an adventure training incident where I lost a very good friend of mine. But that was adventure training. But training for war, being realistic, and is it dangerous? Of course it's bloody dangerous. You got people running around with live ammunition. Yeah, you've got people firing live ammunition into the battlefield. Yeah, and a good example of that for me was on one of the Medman exercises out in Canada, BATS, British Army Training Unit, Suffield. near Medicine Hat in Canada. And I'll never forget, myself and my driver on our 434. If you don't know what a 434 is, it's an armoured personnel carrier, only the 434 doesn't carry personnel. It's a recovery truck, yeah, recovery and repair truck. It's got a high-ab crane on there for lifting the packs out of 432s. And myself and my driver, Willie Goulding, we've been tasked to go out and recover a vehicle from the battle group. So we're eventually out on the prairie, gets to the vehicle, I have a quick look at it. Willie was the vehicle mechanic, he looked at the mechanical side of it and we couldn't figure out what was wrong. So all we knew was we had to recover it to a recovery area, yeah, and then work from there. So both of us are out of our vehicle. We're hooking up the what they call holly bones. It's an A-frame that's attached to the vehicle that you're towing, and then it attaches to the tow hook of our 434. And while we were busy setting everything up, next thing I know is a Gazelle helicopter flies over the top of us and lands just about 50 metres away. And the crewman from the Gazelle came running over and said to me, how long you got to be, mate? I said, well, probably about another 10, 15 minutes if that. So we just got to make sure everything's okay, lash down and that. He said, well, just make sure you're out within 10. He said, because this impact area goes live in around about 10 minutes time. I'm like, oh, okay. He said, and if you're not out within 10, the only thing I would suggest you do is you batten down and hope for the best. Well, I thought he was taking a mick. Yeah. So me and Willie finally get the 432 hooked up, and we're driving out from where we picked it up, and I just happened to be looking over the back, and around about 500 metres away from our location as we'd driven away, the ground suddenly erupted. Yeah, the artillery had opened fire. Now that's what I mean, if you've ever been to Batters, you'll know there's the range safety control known as the red tops. All their vehicles have got painted in red. The Gazelle had a red flash on it, so that was the range control as well, but nothing stops. Yeah, it's the fact was that you know, there was a certain hour that this artillery barrage was supposed to go in, and it was going in whether we liked it or not. So luckily enough, me and Willie survived it. But it just shows you, yeah, how realistic the training has to be. Yeah, that was training, yeah, but it was with live ammunition. It's like Keith was saying, when you do the fire manoeuvre, yeah, you're running forward of your oppo, who is giving cover and fire while you're moving. And normally you'll have two range safety officers, one behind each of the personnel moving, yeah, with their fingers pointed out with the arcs. And if one soldier runs within that arc, he will automatically shout out for the person that's fired to stop. But accidents can happen and have happened, same as it happens in war. So yeah, so our training, well, it was when I was in, what talking 25 years ago now, I retired, is extremely realistic. And it has to be. I remember my first incident where I had overcoming fire coming over the top of me. Yeah, I had not long left basic training, and we went on a battle camp, and we had GPMGs mounted in what they call the SF roll, sustained fire roll, and they were pumping rounds around about 6 feet above our heads. And I've got to admit, the first time it happened to me I got down behind a rock and I didn't want to come out, because that crack as it goes over your head is quite terrifying, to be honest. But it's what you have to do. You have to learn how to deal with this. You have to learn to understand what it's like to be under fire. And the only way to do that is to put you under fire. Yes, it's done in a safe environment. Yeah, they try and make sure that you're okay. Like I say, the rags would have been 6 feet or more above our heads. But you've got to do that. Yeah. Now, there's guys that obviously went out to the Iraq War, Afghanistan. You'll probably find some of them may have been the first time that they've actually been put under live fire. I've done it in training, and I've done it in various other areas around the world. Not in training, well, I wasn't in training. Yeah, it was the Gulf War and Bosnia. You don't expect to be put under fire when you're a peacekeeper in Bosnia, but it happened. Yeah, but because I'd already been put under live fire as a youngster, and then various other training exercises after that, I knew exactly what to do. So yeah, so as Keith said, has to be realistic. Yeah, and it will be dangerous, because accidents will always happen. Okay, so that's just a follow-up on Keith's video about realistic training and how dangerous it can be. Yeah, I'm going to tab down a bit further. I'm going to do a couple of videos today, just following up on the videos that Keith did. Yeah, and just elaborate on my experiences in those situations. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Not telling you what to do, we don't do that, neither I or Keith. Yeah, you've got your own mind, you decide what you want to do. But if you want to listen to two old farts waffling on, then please feel free to join the channel, subscribe to it. If you do subscribe to it, do us a little favour, drop me a comment. Yeah, tell me you've subscribed, tell me where you're from. Yeah, because what I like to do is I like to reply to these people. I like to show my appreciation for your attendance to my channel. It helps it grow. Yeah, the more it grows, the better it gets. Yeah, and we'll come out with all sorts, me and Keith. Keith does more on the history side. I do a little bit on my military history. I do a lot on mental health. I want to do a video later on today about mental health. Some on my golf. Yeah, if you didn't know, I work part-time for DP World Tour at the golf events. So I've got various events coming up this year, so you'll see me out working the courses at various golf events. Probably walking alongside Rory McIlroy. I might try and calm him down a bit. He's having a bit of a rough time with that young lad. And also my guitar playing. Yeah, I want to do one on my guitars. So, to all of you out there, it's a beautiful day. Most of you are probably in work. Do yourself a favour during your breaks. Get outside. Leave the desk. Leave the stress. Probably leave your phone as well. It won't hurt for a couple of minutes, will it? Yeah. Get outside. Enjoy this weather while we've got it. And try and relax. That's the big thing. Try and de-stress. So to all of you out there, have a great day. Take care of yourselves. And as me and Keith always say, let's tab.